April 11th, 1987, Libby Ann Lehman marries Tom Joseph Dibenedetto. For reasons unknown, their divorce is finalized March 2nd, 2000 in Broward. On the surface, it looks to not only be a death sentence for the marriage, but for Libby too. Libby takes her 3 children and moves in with her mother. Also unknown is how long she suffered from depression and self-harm thoughts. But she's a nurse at a doctor's office and takes medication for it. Months later, she went out to Duke's Bar and Grill in Davie, Florida with some friends. She was last seen there at 1:30 a.m. on Monday, June 12th, 2000. She headed home in her beige 4-door 1996 Toyota Camry with Florida license plates XJF84P with bumper stickers for the Florida Marlins and the Miami Dolphins on the back. One of the missing persons clearinghouses puts her last contact in military time at 0612, being 6:12 a.m. Where was she between 1:30 a.m. and 6:12 a.m.? Duke's Bar and Grill isn't around anymore. I couldn't even find their address. I'm wondering if they might be rebranded. Any viewers know? I'll be looking for your comments below. But it was in Davie, Florida, and Libby lived about a 15 to 20-minute drive away in Sunrise, Florida. The big questions surround the time she left Duke's at 1:30 a.m. and the second call she placed to her therapist at 6:12 a.m. When Libby was less than a half mile away from her home and 3 young children. Her eldest would be about 13 at the most. If she had held traditional beliefs, which I believe she did, I learned her father, Robert, lives in Boynton Beach. I'm not sure if her parents divorced before she did, or if he is perhaps at some sort of an assisted living or long-term care facility. Perhaps her mother can support her with her experiences of divorce if that is the reason that they live apart. The big theory is that she was partaking of adult beverages while at Duke's. It's an easy jump. Mixing alcohol with psychiatric medication can have disastrous outcomes. Welcome to AdventureSphere. This channel is dedicated to missing people who are missing with a vehicle. In the process, we're creating a volunteer sonar search and recovery dive team. Our services are free of charge. We ask you to consider subscribing, watching our content, and helping spread awareness of our endeavor. They're all free, so why not? If you can donate a cup of coffee or 2, we have links in our description box. If not, no worries. The places I'll mention here in a minute are shared with my blessing, so Libby can be reunited with her family, regardless who higher powers work through. The description box has our email address if you'd like to share insight on any cold case confidentially, know someone missing with a vehicle and would like them featured on our channel and searched for, or to donate equipment. The video of Google Earth here has a measurement from a somewhat known location, which would be Sunrise, and it goes out to possible search areas. We focus on bodies of water within 5 miles from home, their last known location, and within 5 miles of their destination. Sentimental sites are also sonared. If an area has been heavily searched, we may expand the search area, but please keep in mind that accidents tend to happen closest to home and the destination. Nurses for decades are the most trusted professionals according to the Gallup poll, and they let their students know the shoes they will fill are great. Would she really drive under the influence? She would be jeopardizing her nursing license and perhaps her custody arrangement if caught. In nursing school, the NCLEX, the boards are no cakewalk. I just have to think there must be some other reason for the 2 calls to the therapist in the early morning hours. There's another reason for them. It was June 12th, 2000. Was that the start of summer break for her children and needed or wanted to be there for them? Did something happen to her mom or dad and she couldn't leave her babies at home alone? What if her therapist really was her employer? She got to giving them updates. She was trying to arrange care for her children and couldn't find anyone at the last minute, so she was told to go home instead of reporting to work at 6:30 or 7 a.m. I really can't believe anything else, even if the evidence is overwhelming. I tried to find her home address in Sunrise. She was less than a half a mile from home, and she never made it. My mind immediately went to another person who we featured, Don Hightower in Georgia. Don disappeared less than a mile from home. Fellow sonar teams scoured all the water bodies and turned up empty. 364 days after his disappearance, a hunter discovered a vehicle in the woods. It came back to Don, and his remains were recovered. I'm going nuts not being able to find her address in Sunrise. I have faith in the police department that they will share it with me when we get there. If any of her relatives see this episode, I pray too they would share it with me. If I had all the sonar gear and boat, I would already be on my way there. Her children need her back. Speaking of which, her date of death was April 10th, 2005. The day before would have been her 18th wedding anniversary. Is that her family's way of saying Libby died from a broken heart? I'm wondering where Tom and Libby met, where they were married, where he proposed to her. I'm thinking Libby won't be too far from one of those sites, or perhaps close to where she learned the marriage was over. Maybe near a special place that they took their children. Where do you think she would have gone? The weather that morning at 6:12 a.m. was 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and there was no precipitation that day. Weather shouldn't have played a factor that morning. Did Libby talk about any drives that she and Tom took? A memorial type place? Or places that she had raved about even? Did Libby give away any possessions? Things that had a good or fun memory associated with them? Did she prefer to drive on main roads or back roads? Was there any road construction going on en route to any of the sentimental places? Was her car identified on any license plate readers? Were there any items she always carried with her? Perhaps a water bottle, change of clothes or scrubs, some jewelry, trauma shears, something to think about. Was she conditioned to drive several hours if she wanted to go on a day trip herself, maybe to a sentimental location? I'd also would be curious as to all the addresses they lived at. She might have gone back to one of the homes in the nearby water there. And were there any special parks that they took the children to? If Libby was impulsive, I wanted to look for water within 5 miles from Sunrise. The most promising places, I think, would be Flamingo Park, Wallaby Park, the Everglades, Middle River, Sawgrass Lake, the North New River Canal, Markham Park. Peace Mountain Park might be interesting. It is a burial site for ancient people. There's Central Broward Park, Rock Pit Lake, William J. Kelly Park, Hampton's Pine Park. A real promising one, I think, might be the Riverside Park. There is a boat ramp there. And then I think Shadowwood Park also has one. It's right near the Stranahan River. If you'd like to help Libby's family find their long-lost daughter and mother, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell to receive progress reports. If you have a few cents for a cup of coffee or two, please consider donating through one of the links in the description box. It'll go toward sonar equipment and other necessities to help find Libby and other missing loved ones. The holidays will soon be upon us, and although it hasn't been said to me yet, being reunited with their loved one is one of the greatest gifts these families can receive. Immediate donation links are in the description. Kickstarter and GoFundMe campaigns are coming soon. I'll let the video play out here for just a few more minutes so you can see the entire search area. If you see something that I missed, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and remember that we love you.